Rompin' Round at the TBunk Endurance Challenge 2025, 50-mile edition. The TBunk Endurance Challenge remains the same course I've run in 2022 and 2023. For the 50-miler, it would be 5 times around a 9-mile loop plus a 4-mile loop at the end. It would be a perfect way to end the season before the snow flies. After putting on thousands and thousands and thousands of miles this year, and also saving thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in therapy bills, I was eager to get back to the race where I had my first 100-mile finish, and my first 200-mile race I did not finish. The score was 1-1, and I was seeking redemption. However, there was something holding me back. Ever since hip surgery, my groin and adductor muscles have been in shambles. Without them in tip-top shape, I knew I wouldn't be able to see my limits, so intervention was necessary. Injuries are an ugly but real piece of the puzzle when searching to go higher, further, faster, deeper. Alright, with this taken care of, the race began just after sunrise, with the overcast November skies building a wintry mix that luckily held off until later that evening. We started the race in the usual informal no-frills words of ready, set, go, as we pick up the story here after the first hour of running.
7.77 miles in, 1 hour, 2 minutes, 53 elapsed, and we're flying. We're burning matches, but it's chilly, so that's okay. Morning temp was about 32, so a little bit different from the 80-degree day 3 weeks ago that we ran the 100 in. So decided to rock the same long sleeve shirt that I wore here in 2022, 2023. Had mixed luck with it, so we'll see what the day brings.
The wide, multi-use open paths here make for perfect cross-country skiing in the winter and an open view of the Midwest grandeur.
Easy peasy trails, rocking the short shorts. Beautiful day. Long day, strong day. About 15 miles in. Woo. So I've got a gal ahead of me and a guy behind me. They both got earbuds in, so they don't really want to talk, but I do, so I'm just gonna talk to myself, I guess. Kind of like I'm a dog at a dog park trying to play with 2 deaf dogs.
A few colors along the way had some pop, and so did I by the end of Loop 2.
"20 miles in, and first loop 113 split, second loop 226. Thought I would drift more, so taking it out a little too hot. Gonna have to drop it a little bit. Lots of these roly-poly hills going on. Stomach turning a little bit. Tough to keep fluids down, so see where this ends us up at. Marathon in. Got about 5 liters of fluids in me right now, and about 30 cc's has come out of urine. So I don't know where all this fluid's going, but hopefully it makes its way through. Sweating a little bit.
The red carpet of rusty leaves from the late dropping red oaks are a familiar sight of the lawn care that I neglect every single year.
Tummy trouble at 29. Won't come up, won't come out. Keep on going. 50K down in 420 elapsed. And speaking of 420, I'm gonna need my inhaler pretty soon for a little puff puff. Nice runnable section of the course in a pine forest. Finished loop 3 in 3:43. So pace is drifting from a run to a jog to a trot to a shuffle. Got about 2 more miles left in this loop. Right at 34 miles here. Then we'll see what the next split is.
I wasn't actively checking how fast I was running throughout this race. And in hindsight, if I would have, it would have throttled me to a much more conservative pace. A pace that I thought would have been impossible to maintain.
41 down. We got a 9er before the diner. Hello, BM. So we're finally good to go. Having some twitching and started some cramps in the leg, but we'll see if we can last.
5 blue loops down and 1 short green loop left. Pace faded, mind wasted, but weakness abated.
We're going to the dark side. Green loop. Here we go. 45 in. 5 more. Doing the green loop, I'd run about 20 or so loops of blue loops. First time doing a green here. Excited to see new parts of the forest. Kettle Moraine State Forest did not disappoint today. A little past peak, but got some good views. 5K left. I got a 5K coming up in a couple weeks. This will be good practice. 50 solo miles. If that doesn't give you time to think about life, I don't know what will. 7:11:50 for the race finish at 48 3/4 miles in, but paid for 50, so got 1 1/4 left.
I decompressed at the finish area with some chicken noodle soup and mashed potatoes and reflected on the day's work. Somehow the stars aligned for me this day. I bit off more than I could chew and gobbled it up anyway. One word kept on resurfacing when thinking about the effort. Unrepeatable.
I will never be able to put anything like that down again. And yeah, saw God, definitely. Don't even know what to say.
What I love about these things is that people are out here all weekend putting in big efforts, diving in with no easy way out. Not for glory, but for transformation. Through hard work is where the beauty lies.